Hello everybody, welcome back to the Big Donch Podcast, episode 2 of our Sports World Weekly. It's been a while. I know the first episode I named it This Week in the NFL, I'm pretty sure. Changed it because, obviously the NFL season is over, and I just decided why not just do a bunch of other sports as well, because obviously I'm a baseball fan too, I'm a basketball fan too, and of course if you watch my reaction videos, I do follow soccer. I also follow a lot of combat sports too, like MMA, or just UFC, boxing, getting into hockey, not too much though, but so why not just cover all sports, popular around the world today. So yeah, it's been a while though, been a couple weeks, had to take some time off just because it's hard to find time to make a podcast, but now I'm, finding time, and I enjoy doing these. So, like I said, our Sports World Weekly, going to be on YouTube. Obviously the quality is not going to be as good as my reaction videos because I'm not going to really edit these types of videos. I think the podcast it's just basically like, you're talking, no editing, nothing like that. So if I mess up, I just keep going. And obviously the lighting is not as good as my reaction videos, but like I said, it's a podcast. You can find it on Spotify. The link will be in the description, or Anchor. If you guys use the app Anchor, it's basically just a podcast app. But we'll talk about what happened last Sunday. AFC and NFC championships. Buccaneers beating the Packers, which honestly I think the Packers were going to win that. But Buccaneers pulled away with it. Tom Brady being the GOAT he was. I mean, in my opinion, he was the greatest quarterback of all time even before this game. If he would have lost or won, he's still the GOAT. A lot of people are saying Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT and things like that. Aaron Rodgers might be a better player, but Tom Brady is just the greatest, and he might be the greatest player of all time, not just quarterback. But that is that for the Bucs and Packers. Packers are not going to go far if they don't have the right decisions and they don't upgrade their defense. Their defense isn't bad. They got to do better than what they did, on Sunday. And then Chiefs versus Bills, another surprising game. I honestly thought that, Bills are going to win again. I thought the Bills were going to come back, surprise the Chiefs. Don't know what to do with this mic, that's why I'm unplugging it. Looks funny just having one mic in my ear, but I thought the Bills were honestly going to beat the Chiefs. So the two teams I had going to the Super Bowl are not going to the Super Bowl. I thought it was going to be the Bills versus the Packers. Not the case. Now the Chiefs are definitely the best team in the league. All right, the Buccaneers, I don't see the Buccaneers I just didn't think the Buccaneers were better than the Packers. I thought the Packers are the second best team in the league. The Bills were third, and I thought that was how it was going to go. But I'm more surprised about the Buccaneers though making the Super Bowl than, of course, the Chiefs. So what are my predictions though for the Super Bowl? I do have the Chiefs winning. My predictions were terrible this whole playoff. I had the Steelers going to the AFC Championship. Obviously, that did not happen. I had the Saints being the Buccaneers, playing in the NFC Championship. Nobody would have thought that the Browns were going to beat the Steelers. Nobody thought that the Saints were going to beat the Buccaneers. I mean, the Buccaneers were going to beat the Saints. A lot of people were picking the Saints. I picked the Saints. And just different. Not a lot of people picked the Rams to beat the Seahawks. I did pick the Rams to beat the Seahawks though, but it's funny though because the Washington football team almost beats the Buccaneers, but yet the Buccaneers beat the Packers, and it's just weird. It's just a weird way, different playoff than usual. But I do have the Chiefs beating the Buccaneers. My score prediction would have to be 31-25. I think that'll be good. It's going to be an offensive game. So 31-25. Tyreek Hill. Okay. Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce is going to win the MVP. Not Mahomes. Okay. It's going to be close. But it's either those two are going to win the MVP. I'm telling you. One of them is going to put over 100 yards and have 2 touchdowns. Not 1 touchdown, but 2 touchdowns. And they're going to win the MVP. If the Buccaneers somehow win it, I'd say Tom Brady wins the MVP. But, it's going to be a good game. It is going to be a good game. You can't deny that. But I know the NFL wanted this game. I know the NFL didn't want to see the Bills versus Packers. They wanted to see Chiefs and Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. They wanted to see Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. I mean, that's obviously going to bring in more money than Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers, even though they're two good quarterbacks, but it's not going to bring in as much money as, two MVPs. But, yeah. And then we got the Pro Bowl coming up this week. They're doing it weird, so it's not really even the Pro Bowl. They're playing like Madden, which I'm not even going to watch it. I usually don't watch the Pro Bowl in general. I mean, last year, they had the Pro Bowl. That's when Kobe Bryant passed away. But, yeah, I didn't watch that. I haven't watched the Pro Bowl since Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, along with Big Ben, played. But ever since they stopped making the Pro Bowl, I stopped watching the Pro Bowl. Just not that good. They don't even try. They don't even try getting hurt, which is reasonable. But, I mean, if that's going to be the case, then obviously no one's going to watch it. And I just wish they did more with skills like they used to. Like, a bench press challenge or a race or a QB challenge. You get those, not dodgeball or something like that. You know what I mean? That's what's going to bring in viewers. That's what might make me watch it. But, unless they start playing the Pro Bowl like they used to, not only me, but a lot of others, they're going to stop watching the Pro Bowl. The viewers are going to go down. Just how it's going to be, sadly. So, now that the season's almost over, we got the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl in these next 2 weeks. We got to start worrying about free agency, what's going to happen in the draft, what's going to happen with people retiring. So some notable free agents / trades, even retirements for coming up this offseason. We have Matt Stafford, just recently, recently told they weren't going to be signed with the Lions again. Then we have Deshaun Watson, don't know what's going to happen with him. Carson Wentz, Juju, James Conner, Big Ben, and then Greg Olsen retiring, along with Breeze and Rivers. So let's start with Stafford. A team that I can see Stafford going to is a team like the Patriots. Patriots aren't rebuilding, and that's the thing. I make this case a lot. It's different to, sign a young quarterback, like, for example, Sam Darnold, okay? Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz. They're younger quarterbacks that could actually go to a team, and even Gardner Minshew. These are young quarterbacks that actually go to a team that they need to, rebuild. Stafford is a great quarterback, all right? He's Hall of Fame potential. He doesn't have the accolades, like he doesn't have many Pro Bowls, but if anybody who watched Matt Stafford play could tell, all he needed was a good team to have Hall of Fame potential. And he still could make a case. He's only, I'm pretty sure, 32 years old. Could be wrong. But he needs to go to a team like the Colts or the Patriots. The reason why is because they're not rebuilding. Bill Belichick could easily coach up Stafford in the system, and they can go for it again. They could be another Super Bowl contender. They're not rebuilding. Now, a team that is rebuilding is the Jets, okay? And that's what Watson could go to. Or the Dolphins. They're rebuilding. Teams that haven't been good the past couple of years are usually rebuilding. Carson Wentz, I can see him going to the Colts. The Colts aren't rebuilding, but Wentz isn't, really needed to rebuild. I know he's a younger quarterback, but he still has a lot of potential. He's still a Pro Bowler, still was in an MVP race. And obviously he didn't win the Super Bowl. He still has a ring and took that Eagles team to a pretty good record. Juju, hopefully he stays with the Steelers. Obviously, I'm a big Steeler fan. I don't see him going anywhere, though. I think he will stay. I think he's going to re-sign. But if you were to go to a different team, it would probably be a team like the Jets, another rebuilding team where he could be the number one wide receiver. And James Conner, he might not be big around the league, but he's big to me because I'm a Steeler fan, and obviously losing James Conner could hurt if we don't pick up another big running back, either in free agency or the draft. But I don't see us signing James Conner again this year. I think he's going to go. I think it's necessary. A healthy James Conner is one of the best running backs in the league, in my opinion, but he's not healthy, and that's the point. This season, when he played a full game, he had multiple 100-yard gains with touchdowns, but he's not healthy that much. He usually has ankle problems or like quad or hamstring problems, and we just can't rely on him. As much as I want to, I just can't rely on him. I do see him being an RB1 though, on a different team, but just not the Steelers. Big Ben, definitely some rumors of him retiring or signing with another team. He'll be back, I guarantee you that. Greg Olsen, retiring just a couple days ago. Very underrated career. Doesn't have many Pro Bowls or All Pros, but I think he should be a Hall of Famer. Has, I'm pretty sure, 3 1,000-yard seasons. I think he was the first tight end to ever do that. definitely think he should be a Hall of Famer. Maybe not first ballot, but in a couple years, definitely Hall of Famer. And then Breeze and Rivers, 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, in my opinion. Breeze, obviously being the number 1. Rivers doesn't have a Super Bowl, but obviously it's one of those where you watch and you look at the stats, you'll see why he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. But once again, obviously no Super Bowls. So that's the free agency. That's the trades. And that's the retirements. There's some predictions of mine. But seeing Breeze and Rivers go, that hurts. That hurts. You know, I know Breeze he didn't really confirm retirement. I think he will in the next couple of weeks or months. I don't see him coming back. He obviously does not have it anymore. I mean, his arm is like a noodle. It's like Peyton Manning his last year. I mean, obviously Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl, but he could not play another year. He just couldn't. I didn't see the Broncos being the same Broncos they were the next year after they beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl. So that's the same thing with Breeze. Rib injury. I think it's time for him to retire. I think the Saints should just, tell him to retire. And, Saints got to look elsewhere for a quarterback. Maybe keep Winston. Taysom Hill, I don't see him being a starting quarterback yet. Hopefully he proves me wrong, but I don't know. I just don't see him being a starting quarterback for the Saints. I think Jameis Winston would be the best option. If they don't want to get either of those 2 quarterbacks, then obviously look for free agency or a trade or even draft. And then Phillip Rivers with the Colts, like I was mentioning, they could either get Stafford or Wentz, but they're not rebuilding, so there's no reason to trade their whole team or draft a young rookie quarterback. I think they should get a quarterback with some experience. So, for example, again, Stafford or Wentz, but not trade for a player like Watson, which is going to cost a lot of players and money. So, a UFC fight happened over the weekend. McGregor versus Poirier. I had it all on McGregor. Didn't bet any money, but if I were, we'd go all to McGregor. I mean, I'm sure everybody was like that. He beat Poirier in the first round last time they fought. And, McGregor's coming back way more mature than he used to be. I mean, I did not see McGregor losing, especially that easy either. If he was going to lose, maybe in a decision, but not getting TKO'd, not like that. Definitely not. But McGregor needs to just stick to UFC, in my opinion. There's a lot of rumors always going around that he wants to box. He always wants to fight Pacquiao. Jake Paul, of course, wanting to fight McGregor, which I think they're just dumb. McGregor should not accept that. Okay, McGregor would easily win, in my opinion. I mean, I was wrong against Poirier, but I don't see McGregor losing to Jake Paul. It'd just be a waste of time. But I think he should just stay away from boxing now. Focus on UFC. That's his career. That was what got him big. He'll be back, though. It's not the end of McGregor. He was stunned. I mean, that's what happens with athletes. They play down to their level sometimes, and they get shocked. But he'll be back. Definitely no problem with that. I think he should fight Nate Diaz, though. Nate Diaz 3. And then the winner could fight Poirier again. So, that's that. That's my opinions on UFC. But some boxing news, though. Apparently, Ryan Garcia is fighting Manny Pacquiao. I don't know if it's confirmed, though. I really don't. I saw a post by Ryan Garcia on his Instagram. I saw it reposted by other, media sources, but I don't know if it's really confirmed. I would have to look that up. But that'd be a good fight, though. Pacquiao's old. Ryan Garcia, very overhated. Okay, I like Ryan Garcia. Okay, he's a good boxer. He's undefeated. I think he's 21-0. He beat Luke Campbell his last fight. Everyone thought he was gonna lose. I had it on him. He proved the haters wrong. Hopefully he does it again. Obviously, prime Pacquiao would easily beat Garcia, but he's not his prime anymore. I know he's still good, but I wouldn't be surprised if Garcia wins, is what I'm saying. And then a couple other boxing news. We got AJ versus Tyson Fury. Not confirmed, I don't think, either, but hopefully that happens. I mean, I need to see that. That would be a fight I'm excited to watch. Love Tyson Fury. He's actually my favorite boxer, so I definitely want to see him fight, especially a good fighter like Anthony Joshua. Then I'd say the winner of that faces I forget his name, Deontay Wilder. Now I'm not saying Deontay Wilder's like a champion, the best. Whoever wins that should fight Deontay Wilder. No, I just think the winner of the Fury versus AJ fight should just fight Wilder. That's who Wilder will get. So it could either be in favor of Wilder or no, because we haven't seen we haven't seen Anthony Joshua fight Wilder yet. And I think that would be a good fight, just like another Fury versus Wilder Part 3 fight. They'll be both good fights. Definitely good for boxing, what we need. That's some boxing news. Now let's get into some NBA. Haven't covered NBA on my channel in forever. I am actually making a reaction video of Dwayne Wade pretty soon. I think this week actually. Maybe even tomorrow or Friday. I have to look on my schedule. So some big games today though. We got the Pacers versus the Hornets. The Hornets, they're looking good. You know, ESPN hypes them up too much, but the record is 7-10. I'm happy for Gordon Hayward though. He's actually bringing it back, starting to play like he used to. You know, Ball is playing amazing. I miss watching him in high school. It's cool growing up with him. That's the cool thing. Just growing up with him. He's like a year older than me, but you know, just watching him in high school play with his brothers and things like that. Now he's in the NBA. Probably will win Rookie of the Year. But it's pretty cool. But you know, they're a little overhyped right now, and you know they're only 7-10. That's what I'm saying. So the hype is a little too much right now. Then we have the Nets versus the Hawks. Okay, we got Kyrie Irving, James Harden. Honestly, a surprising trade, and then KD. But is that chemistry? Is it ruined now that Kyrie Irving's back? Hopefully this night, you know, proves it wrong. I like Kyrie Irving. I really liked him on the Cavs. I like all three players. I like that trio. I think if they pick up Andre Drummond, which there are some rumors of him coming to the Nets, I think they actually have a chance to beat the Lakers, obviously. The Lakers are actually playing the Sixers tonight. Don't see the Sixers beating the Lakers though. We need better shooters on the Sixers. It's just not gonna work with our team. I mean, Ben Simmons, I don't know what he's doing lately. He needs to find a jump shot soon if the Sixers are going to be honestly contenders, because obviously he's getting close, averaging close to a triple-double every game, but he's not putting up as much points, and that's why we're losing a lot of games, is because, you know, we're just not having enough points. Obviously, that sounds you know, obvious, but if he put up more points, we'd obviously win more games, just Ben Simmons alone. But Lakers, best team in the league, 10-4. No, I'm sorry, 14-4. I don't know where I got 10-4 from. Right now, they're my prediction to win the finals, unless the Nets, you know, pull Andre Drummond and they stay healthy. But as of now, I don't see any other team beating the Lakers in the finals or the playoffs. So we're just gonna have to wait with that, see what's happening. I don't see the Bucks anymore. The Bucks aren't a championship contender anymore like they used to. Same thing with the Raptors. Obviously, they're 7-10. The Celtics, maybe. I mean, they'll probably compete with the Heat again, but that won't work. I mean, even the Sixers too. I mean, the Sixers, they beat the Celtics this year. I know they didn't have Tatum, but obviously they have a chance though to beat them in the playoffs. But the only team I see, you know, beating the Lakers is the Nets. So also Shaquille O'Neal making some headlines as well about calling out players. Called out Rudy Gobert, called out Donovan Mitchell. A lot of people are saying it's, you know, just criticism. You know, he's actually doing good. He's trying to have these players prove them wrong. But I think it's just a bit unnecessary to do it on live TV. I mean, obviously Shaq's been doing this forever. He always wants to let people know that he's the best center of all time, which in my opinion he's not. But people want him to, he wants everybody to think that, and he won't stop till everybody, you know, says that. He just has a big ego. He still thinks he's playing. I love Shaq though. He's a great player, one of the most dominant players of all time. But his attitude sometimes, he's a funny dude. I like watching the NBA on TNT, but you know, he just gotta chill when it comes to players. Does too much bashing the players. Just gotta respect them. Hopefully Donovan Mitchell proves him wrong. Obviously, he is proving them wrong, though he's still a great player. But that is that. Saying that, you know, I don't think he's good enough to take it to the finals or the championship. And that's true, but you know, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't do it on live television and right to his face. But I mean, he's pretty brave for it, though. I mean, that's, how else could you tell him, to be honest with you? Some MLB news. A couple Hall of Famers, potential Hall of Famers got left out. Barry Bonds, Schilling, Roger Clemens, I'm pretty sure. And their potential Hall of Famers, I all think they should be in the Hall of Fame. But obviously they have not the best history, but they're great players. That's that. I'm actually excited though for MLB to start again because I am thinking about watching it more. Phillies just signed their star catcher for a 5-year deal, I'm pretty sure. So that's pretty big news. Could actually help the Phillies out. Maybe we could actually make it to the playoffs this year. Don't really care about winning a playoff game this year, but if we could at least make it and worry about winning playoffs next year, that'll be great. But we just got to have a better bullpen. We usually tend to lose games later in games because our bullpen just not deep enough. If we have a deeper bullpen, then we'll be better. Our starting pitchers are good, but they're just our relievers and things like that. Just not that good. But yeah, so today we covered NFL news with the AFC and NFC championships. Gave you guys my Super Bowl prediction. Then we talked about some NFL free agency, the draft, and trades like that. And we talked about some boxing in the UFC with McGregor upset loss to Poirier. Then we also talked about potential boxing matches for this upcoming year. And then some NBA news, talking about the Nets, Sixers, Shaquille O'Neal. And also I want to mention, I'll be posting my LiQWYD reaction soon. I know I mentioned that earlier, but I will be posting that reaction later this week. Stay tuned for that. That's that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my podcast. A bit choppy. Definitely got to work on it. This is my second only podcast. It's hard to just talk, mess up. You know what I mean? But I'll get better at it. Definitely be more entertaining. This is mainly for the people listening on Spotify and things like that. Not really for the video. I posted the video just to upload to YouTube in case anybody wants to listen to it there. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video and podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, I'm out. Thank you for listening and have a good day.